We need 7. Looks like I have 8, so that's good. So we're going to call the meeting to order. We have a long agenda today, and so I want us to get started. Number 18, that's Reverend Setzler, all right?
Mr. Chairman, to Representative Taylor, I was looking through the slide package you gave us, and I noticed that comparison you alluded to between DeKalb County schools and the city of Decatur, just as examples. You know, in Cobb County, we've got a county school system and a city school system. Correct. Did anyone who had concerns about your bill or opposed your bill, did any of them come to you and ask you or urge you to repeal any existing city school systems, that they ought to go away?
No, you know, and the constitutional option still remains for any of those to consolidate or dissolve. When this 45 Constitution was passed, there were actually 64 city school systems. That has since dwindled down to 21.
Right. So there is the ability to do that, and there's not a movement towards that. I asked the question because I would ask members of the committee to consider almost the converse of this. You know, if this, and I'll just use the city of Decatur as an example. If the city of Decatur did not have a school system, I'm sorry, let me rephrase this. Would anyone on the committee, if I took a poll, a show of hands, would anyone seek to eliminate the city of Decatur school system and consolidate them with DeKalb County today? You know, given where we are today, would we want to move in the direction of eliminating them to get them back towards a large consolidated system? I don't think anyone on the committee would suggest we do that. No, it is indeed. And Mr. Chairman, the reason I asked the question rhetorically to the committee is that we see smaller cities, medium-sized city school systems functioning very, very well. In fact, there's members of our General Assembly who are paying tuition to put their kids in city school systems that work quite well. And I think that's understandable. And I think so to suggest that there should not be the ability to create city school systems is to suggest that they shouldn't be there. And to make that suggestion suggests the ones that are there today shouldn't be there. If we look at it from a level playing field perspective, the argument that there should never be an ability to create a new city school system is the argument that no city school system should exist. And we don't believe that, Mr. Chairman.
All right. Thank you. All right. Representative Setzler.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I did want to address to Representative Taylor something that was raised by the committee, and the question is this a good use of state tax dollars? You know, I look at, I hesitate to call certain systems out in terms of their stewardship. There's a particularly conspicuous system within the metro area that spends 50.2% of all their dollars in the classroom. So at 50% of all expenditures in the classroom versus, I know our system in Cobb spends a little over 74% in the classroom, and I know there's other systems that are even higher than us. But when you think about stewardship of state dollars, if state dollars are flowing to systems that spend in the 70s percentage-wise in the classroom versus spend around 50 in the classroom, there really is no better investment of state dollars than a system that's going to take, whether it's a medium-sized city system or a large-sized metro system, there's no better stewardship of state dollars than those that are going to spend up in the 70s in the classroom versus those that are spending the 50s. And I would submit that the model we see among high-performing city school systems, they are very lean at the administrative level, and there really is no better steward of our state dollars than those systems, Mr. Chairman. And just lastly, I'd say the charter cluster concept was raised, even the possibility. I'm refreshed to hear the suggestion about a state charter school, but even if a state charter school was allowable to be used as a tool for a charter cluster, those schools are being funded consistent with the lowest 5 districts in the state. You know, state charter schools provide about $5,200 per student per year for high school. That's a very, very, very lean model. And I think the idea that local governments could use their own taxing authority to do it provides a model that the per pupil funding is much more consistent with what we would want, and I think it's something we should encourage.